We're here at the UK Martial Arts Show and I've been joined on the sofa by the amazing Grandmaster John Harvey. John's been really well known over the last 20, 30 years for Filipino martial arts, and you know, I've been blessed again. This is another gentleman who's helped me on my own career in the Filipino martial arts, and the Machine Gun Harvey, I think they used to call him. Why was that?
So I had real fast abanicos, and that's all I used to work on, abanicos, because I thought, well, you used to get more points for abanicos, and they're quite skillful, as you know yourself, to get. So I trained on those, and I was really fast. I don't know who was the nickname. I think it might be Mr. O'Malley.
Okay.
Nickname Machine Gun Harvey, because we used to beat him up as well with the machine gun, you know what I mean? And Simon Wells, I used to train with Simon Wells, you know, big Simon Wells.
Yeah.
He said, you've got really fast abanico, so hence the name Machine Gun. So there we go.
There we go. And you continue to coach the Team GB for the stick fighting for a long time. You're still involved with that now?
Yeah, as Jude said previously, we've got European Championships in Romania, and some of this team we trained up to go to the Philippines in 2020, which is, as you know yourself, it's a really hard test of being a stick fighter in the Philippines. And I think if you win a medal in the Philippines, you can really say you are a world champion. I'm not downgrading anywhere else, but I think if you go into the heart of stick fighting and you win a medal there, you are.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about like a tournament where you've got 10 fights to get through on some of the weight divisions if you're unlucky enough to be one of the lightest weights. You know, 10 fights to get a title, and you know, you're fighting over 2-3 days of the tournament, not just a one day, one fight title.
Well, I mean, you've done the training was hard.
Yeah, and the runs before the training, and
I think the only difference there, Becky, when we used to do the training we did years ago, I think because there's so many different styles of Philippine martial arts about, we don't have to teach them the skill per se, because they've already got the skills, whereas when we did it in the early days, we had to teach you guys techniques and skills, was I think when the players come there, they've got a certain amount of skill because they're doing the traditional side of the martial art.
Whereas there wasn't as many places that
when you was doing it on the team, there wasn't as many schools doing the traditional martial art, whereas there is now.
Yeah.
And then you've got the internet where they can look at things, they can look at fights, and other things. So we don't have to teach them, concentrate on teaching them the skills and the techniques, because they've already got them from their class. So we concentrate more on stamina and actually sparring, because they've already got the skills. You know, somebody's got abanico, somebody's got Witic, somebody's got redondos. They've got all those from their normal traditional training. So it has changed a bit from when we used to teach the early days, because there's more FMA classes around. So that can only be a good thing, though.
Sorry? You know, that can only be a good thing for the propagation of the
arts. I think a good thing. Basically, in the first instance, I think WCAFs was formed to promote FMA around the world by using stick fighting format, because as you know yourself, the stick fighting is completely different from the traditional art.
Very different.
And in the early days, you used to think the old grandmaster say, well, that won't work, but excuse me, sir, we're not trying to kill each other, we're trying to get points and win a medal. And I think in the early days there was a lot of bone and contention between the grandmasters. That's not real. Well, we know it's not real, because they've got to go to work the next day. It's a sport. And I think a lot of the old masters died off, God bless them. And I think some of the new people now think, well, the sport is good. But when we used to go to the Philippines years and years ago, it was like strange to see Europeans, but now it's everybody and his wife and his world goes to the Philippines to train, and it's nothing at all. But I think in the early days, it's done its job, because it has promoted FMA around the world by doing the stick fighting. Because when we used to go, yourself included, when we used to go to the Philippines, you had teams from America, Germany, France, about 14 to 15 different countries. They've all gone away from the Philippines to teach the art of FMA. Yeah. So it's not massive, it's not so big as Taekwondo or Thai boxing, but it's bigger now than it ever was in the early days. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And it's been getting into more movies as well, like Book of Eli, I've got some elements of Filipino.
The Born
Identity movies, but Batman, I think,
Batman,
you know, it's got
Batman, yeah,
an
yeah.
evolved version of Filipino
Yeah.
systems in there.
And the amount of movies with stick fighting is unbelievable now. Whereas you never saw them years ago.
I mean, back to Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
He was bringing the Filipino
Yeah,
into his.
yeah.
So which film was it that had a stick? There was a stick shown, and it was.
End of the
just
Dragon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
End of the Dragon, yeah. Because he had the 2-6 when he went underground
Yeah.
and the thing there. You know what I mean? 'Cause he was obviously trained with Danny Santo at the time.
Yeah.
And it all fed from each other. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So it's getting more popular. But I think we've not many people will realise it. But from the stick fighting, because we've been doing Week Have since 1989, and it's now 1990, and we're still doing it.
Yeah.
And look how many FMA.
It's literally 30 years on, isn't it?
Look how many FMA schools are in Great Britain now.
Yeah.
To say probably 15, 20 years ago, you could probably
It's loads.
count them on your 2 hands.
Yeah.
It's improved. It's doing well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're a product of the Great Britain team.
Yep.
What can I say? Our job was successful.
No, it was. Yeah, I think has anyone beaten my record yet of 5 British titles in one day?
No.
No. So that's still standing.
Yeah.
So I think was it
I
Pat
knew
O'Malley?
he was good for something, but I couldn't remember what it was. But now
There you go.
you reminded me, you see.
It's just because everyone keeps coming into the gym now and they're asking, why have you got 5 trophies that are the same or next to each other? Have you just gone out and bought them?
How
you know
dare
what?
they say that? How
I know,
dare they?
especially Yorkshire people.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect that, would you?
No.
Yeah, it was some really good old days and good memories. And you know, back in the day where you were fighting the women, you were fighting adults, not just children.
I think the good thing about it was you had a group of people on the British squad. You still have it now. You have a group of people on the British squad. They all come together to train and fight as a unit. And once that unit's finished, they go their own separate ways. Oh, I didn't ever like them, I didn't like her, I didn't like us. We don't really care, mate, afterwards. But as you must fight as a unit because you're supporting each other at the event.
Well,
I think that's the great thing about having a team.
Like I say,
you've got to have unity in the team.
For me, like one of my dreams was to fight in Thailand and do the Thai boxing, and I think I'd have probably never got to that point had I not got involved with the stick fighting and with Team GB. You know, the training itself was it was really grueling and it was toughening. And I think, you know, as a female, you know, I definitely think that the stick fighting is probably one of the safest full contact sports.
Well, I think it's harder for a female because actually in the training you fight the blokes. You actually get to fight guys bigger and heavier than you, and it's got to make you tougher.
Definitely.
Becky. It's got to make you tougher.
Definitely.
It's not gonna, you're not going to cringe in the corner because you think I'm on the British team. I'm fighting back.
There wasn't really a male and female when you were on the team. It was just you were the British team.
Well, the thing is, you've got you've got a red helmet and a red uniform and a blue. That's all you are, a blue and a red. You're not male and female.
No.
And luck would have it, we didn't have any bullies on the team, so there was no. She's a female, I'm going to batter her. There was never any of that. Not that we know.
Just Filipino warriors.
It was Filipino warriors. You was all fighting. You was all representing Great Britain.
I'd say family as well. You're all brothers and sisters on that team, which was, you know.
Not all families. They fall out and have little disputes, but you come together at the end. You come together as a team.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be.
You're selling some martial arts equipment downstairs, aren't you, as well?
We are.
And you're still continuing to propagate Filipino martial arts around, whether that be sharing your knowledge from the many tournaments that you've won yourself to the art side. Have you got a website and a Facebook page?
We've got a Facebook page, KA Systems Facebook page.
So KA Systems.
And we've also got a Facebook page, WeCAF-GB. We've also got a website, WeCAF-GB.co.uk, and we've also got a website, KASGB.yahoo.co.uk. So they're all out there if people want to look at them, you know what I mean? But they're easy to find on. You just put WeCAF in on Facebook and their page will come up.
Brilliant.
And also all the details are on there. And I'll tell you what we've done there as well, Becky. When we do the squad training, anybody that wants to come, any stick fighters, not novices obviously, any stick fighter that say that's not going to the European Championships, come along and have a few fights. Because guys, the more experience you get, next time if you do a British Championships, you'll think, well, I've had a go at their thing. And then these guys might think, well, I'm going to save money to go to the Philippines next year. I'm going to try and get on the team. So what we used to do, because it used to be sort of a closed door event, didn't it?
Yeah.
We've opened it up now so that other people can come say, John, can I come and have a couple of hours on your... Yeah, of course you can, you know what I mean? You're not going to be picked for the squad, but you can come and have a knock around with the guys, and it ups their level, gives them more confidence. Philippines next year, John, I'm going to be on the team.
Brilliant.
Give it a go.
Well, it's opening up more doors for people as
And
well.
opens up more doors, because we used to do a closed door, didn't we, when we did the squad training? No, you're not for the squad, you can't do it. But now we've opened it up a little bit so that people can see, well, come and have a train with the British squad. You think, you train with the British squad? I've trained with the British squad today, yeah.
Well, it's
So,
that feeling, isn't it?
It's that feeling, yeah. You know, they might get their bums kicked, but at least they probably have a good 2 hours training.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And and it might give them that little impetus to just try that bit harder the next time round.
Yeah.
That's all we're trying to do.
That's brilliant. Well, you're definitely keeping it moving forward and you're keeping it going. It's
We are,
strong.
yeah.
Probably stronger now than it's ever been.
I think so, yeah.
You know, it looks like there's more children involved now as well, so that's a really good thing to see.
I think what it is, the last couple of years, even in the Philippines, they've got all the children involved, because the children, they're going to be the champions of the future.
Yeah.
We had the children on stage yesterday, and some of them are really keen.
Yeah.
I mean, proper keen. Until they find out, they go to college, they find out boys will drink beer or anything else, they're probably keen, but let's hope they keep fighting. But the thing is, if you encourage children to start, and give them the ambition to go further and further and further.
Do you think that you'd have wished to, do you think, looking back now, you wish you could have done that before 2000? Because obviously I know I was in a group of, there was 3 of us and we were the first juniors to be allowed on Team GB to go out to the Philippines. But looking back, do you think it could have potentially grown more?
I don't think so, Becky, because in the day when you was coming along, there wasn't many children doing actually stick fighting, there wasn't many clubs teaching children. You was like an exception to the rule. I mean, but now, I mean, this weekend I've had 3 clubs that said to me, we're teaching children, John, we'll probably see you in about 12 months' time with some fighters, because they saw the guys on the stage yesterday. I've had 2 or 3 phone calls from people that are teaching children. We've just started teaching children, join the screamer classes. We're interested in getting them doing the paddy stick, because you know what kids are like, they're very competitive. So I think in probably a couple of years' time, we're doing the British Championships. We've done 2 British Championships for children. The last one we had over 30 children fighting. We're doing one in September, and I've got a feeling there's probably going to be 40 or 50 children fighting this event. So that's progress, Becky.
It's massive future.
But even if like a dozen of those carry on, what are they going to be like when they're 18, Becky? From 11 and 12, and you know, with 6 years training under the belt.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be untouchable, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There we go.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining me today, John, and
okay.
I'll see you again in the future at more events.
Can I get my prescription there, please?
You can. Thank you, John.
Thank you, dear. It's been a pleasure as always, Becky.